have a little reunion planned for you for our next panel. Any fans of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers out there? Okay, well, let's bring them out. Amy Jo Johnson, Walter Jones, and David Yost.
Hello. How is everybody? Yeah. Is this your little pop?
Yes, a little prep I did before here. They captured the likeness as well. They got the color of your pants right, I guess.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it looks nothing like you. Well, it's so cool that we're all here together, and I know we've been busy doing our own things. Before we jump into, I know there's a ton of fans here, there's a lot of questions. We do have 2 audience mics, so if you have any burning Power Ranger questions or any questions at all, you can get lined up with those microphones. But before we really dive in, I think there'll be a lot of Power Ranger questions. Let's talk about what else we're doing. What's going on? What's new? There's a lot of things happening. Everyone's got projects, exciting things, or raising families, or
What did you do last weekend, David?
What's going on? David's been busy.
Way to jump right to me. Appreciate that. No, I have developed and been writing a series now for about almost 3 years called Commentary. It's about a former investigative journalist, famous investigative journalist that loses his job and has to rebuild his life by becoming a professor at a university. And he, along with 2 of his students, are pushed, I guess I'll say, into the role of having to save humanity from an alien takeover. So it's a sci-fi series, and I just last week filmed what we call a proof of concept, but also shot as a short film. So now it's in the editing stages, and hopefully within a couple months I'll be able to release that, and you guys will hopefully support me in that, right? Woo! I really appreciate it. So, and you can find out about it if you want at www.comment-terry.com, and I'll leave it at that.
How do you spell it?
Oh, besides the fact that, didn't you just write a short in a comic book?
I also Honey, Joe, she's so nice. I also, if you guys haven't seen it, what's it called? Beyond the Morphin Grid? Across the Morphin Grid. I, along with Walter, I'll let him talk about his, but I did write another short story, comic book story, called Billy's Metamorphosis, and you can read that. It's a little spiritual journey that Billy has to go on to develop his confidence and trust in himself as opposed to trusting in his mind so much because he's such an intellectual. So you can read that. It's out now by Boom Studios, so there's that. Anything else you want to plug me for? I'm getting married now, I'm just kidding. Again? Oh my gosh. What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm having such a great time out here in Niagara Falls. Haven't been here like 9 years, but happy to be back. And yeah, I got a few things happening. Got a film coming out this summer called War Dogs. It's an action movie, run and gun. So I hope you enjoy that. I think it's gonna be on BET. And I just shot a music video for my song last week. So my song Dance, how many of you guys heard Dance before? Okay, if you haven't heard it, check it out on Spotify or Apple Music. It's not under Walter Jones, it's under Trey Emanuel. So I did my music under a different name, Trey Emanuel, because my dad's name was Walter Emanuel Jones, my name is Walter Emanuel Jones, my son's name is Honor Emanuel Jones, 3 Emanuels, Trey Emanuel. So look it up and check it out, and the video will drop next week. So if you are not on my social media, check it out and you'll get more details. And I also wrote with David in the comic book Across the Morphin Grid, right? Across the Morphin Grid. Power Rangers Across the Morphin Grid. I did a two-page story called An Apple a Day. And so it's kind of a day in the life of Zach. And I take some of the story from my personal life lessons, and so it's pretty cool. Outside of that, other than that, I'm just I got a bunch more shows coming up throughout the year, so hopefully I'll see you at one of those as well.
All right. Okay. What have you been busy with? What's going on? You've got a few things.
Yeah, a few things. Right now, I just kind of like sit in my house and write. That's what my focus has been. Last year, me and my boyfriend Matt Hodson, who's somewhere floating around, wrote The Return, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return, which is a 4-issue series about basically what if the original Rangers had stayed together, where would they be now? And there's all these new characters and stuff. It's super fun, but that's through Boom Studios as well. I have a bunch at my table if anybody wants to buy one. And
I want your EP.
oh yeah, and then I had an EP come out last year, 3 songs, called Still Here is the name of the whole EP. You can find it on Spotify and stuff. And my website, amyjojohnson.com, has all my music on there. You guys can check it out. And right now I've just been really trying to get 3 movies off the ground, and it takes and it's driving me crazy. But one's a thriller, one's a romance, and then another one is a thriller. Anyway, whatever. We'll see when that happens. But anyway, that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm trying to do.
You guys are all very busy people in their 30s. You got you.
Thanks,
I got you. Okay, well, have again the audience mics. If anyone has any questions for David, Walter, or Amy, please let's line up and let's get to some audience questions.
Do it, because we only have about like 5 minutes left.
They're short panels this time. What do we got left? Yeah, this is it. Last question. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Amy, I really loved your movie Perfect Body. That was amazing. Walter, when your character was given a cousin, Curtis, and then the other character of Richie were introduced, was there more supposed to be done with those two? Because they just seemed to disappear.
I really have no idea. They were there and then they weren't. Well, actually, maybe, I don't know. And then it was the second season. The first season they came around, right? There was a second season. So second season, and then we left the show soon after. So I don't know if us leaving dissolve their characters or what.
David, were you supposed to be the Phantom Ranger? A lot of people have said yes, a lot of people have said no.
What's that?
What do you mean?
Was Billy supposed to be the Phantom Ranger? They never did tell us who the Phantom Ranger was.
What makes you think Billy's not?
Ooh, what is the Phantom Ranger?
All right. I don't know. Okay. Okay, we'll jump to the other microphone for now. Let's go back to you over there. Go ahead.
Favorite Power Ranger villain?
Oh, for all of us?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, but Selena Repulsa. If you haven't read the comic book, you should.
I would say Dorset.
Same.
Ivan Ooze.
Tanner just said something in my ear.
Something off mic there. Okay, let's go back over to this microphone. Go ahead.
So my question was for Zio, because I know there was a theory going around for Billy, because you were there on the show, but you were at the command center, and then they had Austin come back and play the Gold Ranger. Was there anything that was you knew about or talked about at all for having Billy be the Gold Zio Ranger? Did you know about that at all, or is that out of your hands?
Well, it's definitely out of my hands, but yeah, I mean, from the get-go, I knew Billy. They told me Billy's not going to be a Power Ranger anymore. So they teased though quite a bit, like Billy was going to be the Gold Ranger, but it ended up being first Triforia and then Austin. So Billy was never meant to be the Gold Ranger. Thus, maybe white people think he's the Phantom Ranger.
Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, back over to that mic. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
Yes, each one of you have done projects, and I've watched all of them. That sounds creepy, I'm sorry. But, wait, no, really, it sounds creepy. Anyway,
The more you say that, it gets creepier.
is there a...
Creepy,
Okay, rewind, just a second. I gotta set that part. You've all three done personal projects. I've seen them. Music, you direct music video, direct movies and stuff, produce and so on. Are you proud of Power Rangers being your big break? Yes.
That's a creepy question.
No.
No, I'm just, I'm not asking for one specific reason or anything. You can just tell me, whatever.
I'll answer first, I guess. I'll just jump right in. But I think Power Rangers for me is the first job I ever had, and then the job with the most longevity that I've ever had. Like the impact that that character that I was super blessed to be able to play, like impacted so many people in so many different ways. And doing these conventions in the last, like, I guess 10 years for me, and hearing stories, is just like, it's like the coolest gift. Because that wasn't my intention getting that job. That was just trying to get my first gig as an actress. So it's just been this beautiful blessing in my life.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I mean, I worked for 30 years as an actor, doing lots of different things, but I don't think unless I get another, like a Marvel Studio superhero that is blown away, I don't think anything will surpass Power Rangers. I mean, one, it has to live there for 32 years, which is what we've done so far, and in 40 countries, so that's kind of a lot. It's big shoes to fill, you know what I'm saying? So I am grateful that Power Rangers is something that I'm associated with because it's always been positive. It's always been a light in the eyes of many kids and now 3 generations of people, so I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the same thing for all of us, and it's a huge blessing, it's a huge honor, it's extremely humbling. There's no way that we could have predicted how the show was going to go when we first got on it. I don't think we knew what we were filming when we filmed the original pilot. Dino Rangers, which was really Phantoms in the beginning, so it's been a crazy journey for all of us, but I know that we're all extremely blessed and so grateful for all of you guys, because without you, we certainly would not be the people that we are. So thank you. Thank all of you. And just a huge blessing. Great question, not a creepy question at all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, over to the other microphone. Go ahead.
Hi, Amy Jo. So I actually wanted to ask if you could talk a little bit about your evolution past your role in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because you've acted in a few different movies, you were in Felicity, you've done singing, and how that evolved into becoming a director. Like, was it always the plan, or if you could just speak to that?
No, it wasn't the plan. I think deep down inside, I always sort of wanted to write and direct, but never gave myself permission. To me, as stupid as it sounds, I think back in the day, I just thought it was like a man's job. I know that sounds really terrible now, but I think I didn't give myself permission. And it was actually when I did Flashpoint, I had written a script, completely wanted to write and direct. And I wanted to write, and I sent it to John Hamm, actually, because I had done The Division with him, and said, do you want to direct this? Because I knew he started directing. And he wrote back, and he's like, no, you direct it. And I was like, and it was weird, because it was like, I needed a man to give me permission to like suddenly go, oh, yes, this is what I want to do. So then as soon as Flashpoint ended, I did an Indiegogo and had so much support from so many people, and I did my first short film, and I went, oh my God, what have I been doing for the last 20 years? So I completely have taken off the acting hat, and that's all I do now is write to direct. And I love it so much. I don't know if I answered your question in any way.
One follow-up question. Do you feel like it unleashed like a different side of like the creativity of you? Was like than you did when you were acting?
I was always a very insecure actress. I found my whole 20s through most of my 30s just really floundering around trying to find myself and my confidence. And as soon as I put on that directing hat and stepped onto the first set where I, was doing that, I was like, oh my God, every part of my personality now has a purpose. And I was like, oh, this is what I have been wanting to do for so long. So yeah, did that answer that? Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think it's incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, over to the other side. Go ahead. What's your question?
Hey, and this question is open for all of you, but as cast members, two beloved cast members of the fans have passed away, and I just want to know if you guys have any like special memories with them, or maybe some untold stories we haven't heard that you'd like to share.
Untold stories. I don't think I can share those. I have one quick story about Tweed. I've shared it a couple times, but she was spending the night at my house the night of that earthquake, the giant earthquake. And we woke up to thinking like there was a train coming into the apartment building. And then we jumped and we got in a doorway. And then we were so stupid because all the lights were out. We went and like lit a candle off of the gas stove. So stupid! Anyway, that's a very big memory I have with Tweed. She was awesome. And then for me, Jason, oh my God, there's just so many. He was a real practical joker. I don't know, I miss that guy. It's just, life is hard sometimes, huh?
I'll go. Tweet. After she did the movie The Crow, she had a party in her house, and I went there, and I was so proud of her for doing the movie, and you know, it was like the next thing after Power Rangers for her. I just remember hanging out with her, and after the party was over, we just kind of sat around and like looked at each other like, man, that's awesome, you did that. It was so cool. I was so excited for her, and she's just an amazing person, beautiful personality, had the laugh that would make your heart melt, and she was awesome. Jason Frank, I like to tell this story about him. We one day we're on the set when we were doing an episode where we were riding ATVs, and we are out in the parking lot, and the PAs are telling us to be really careful. Do you? I tell the story too. And so we're riding around on the ATVs, and they're like, go 10 miles an hour, so we're riding around the parking lot, and then Jason Frank comes out, and he jumps on the ATV and goes, yeah! And jumps off into the grass, and is like going all over the place, goes over a hill somewhere, and you see him go up in the air, and then he goes missing, and we're like, oh shit, is he dead? Like, did he die? What is going on? And all of a sudden he comes out, and we're like, oh, and me and Austin look at each other like, yeah! And at the end of the episode, when we did the episode, we all looked really good because we had taken on that extra level of learning how to ride the ATVs, and it was a lot of fun.
If I remember correctly, he disappeared over the hill and was gone. And the ADs and everybody it was like maybe 15 minutes. We were like looking for him. And then all of a sudden, like 15 minutes later, this little lake, it was very far away, comes over the hill and he comes riding back. Do you remember? It was so funny. Oh my God, it was so funny.
No, he was just a bad person. I mean, if any of us had done anything like he did, we would be fired. But he got away with everything, so I don't like him for that. But,
remember when he showed up with, or he bought the limo and he made Junior drive it?
So yeah, when we first started, when Jason got on the show, after a while, he bought a limousine. And, he made our security guard be his chauffeur on the weekends, because Jason was like big time Hollywood, you know. So it was so ridiculous. Like, he lived in this apartment building, and we'd go over there, and you'd go down into where they park their cars, and you just see Jason's giant limo. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? So embarrassing. But there's a lot of stories like that about him. But I was going to say, I was just rewatching, when we went and filmed the movie in Australia, our first day of filming, he ran up a tree trying to do a backflip, and he missed his footing, and he cut his face, and he was like in dire straits because this is his life, he thinks, and he's a beauty. And so we all traveled in a van together, and we had to stop and buy him vitamin E, and he just put vitamin E. But now I was rewatching Zio, and I don't know the episodes that I was watching, but he had the same cut on his face, but he had like a strip, like a Band-Aid for certain episodes. And I was like, oh, he cut his face again. That's crazy. So he must have been like crying every night because his face was his life. And I just remember he was the goofiest person I ever met. When we first met him, he had really curly hair when we first met him, and then he started straightening his hair. Yeah, that was a big deal. He straightened his hair. And Twee, obviously, as Walter and Amy Jo attest to, she was really one of the best people. Walter said about her laugh, I can hear it in my head still to this day. She just had a really amazing laugh, so they were both great people.
Beautiful hair. I used to play with her hair.
Yeah, and I'm probably shiny right now, and she would be really mad at me because she used to take these little blotting pads and she would always blot my head for me with the rice paper. Yeah. So I always think about her when I have a shiny forehead. I'm like, oh, I gotta get on that right now. Anyway, hope that is.
Thanks, guys. Great. Thank you so much. All right, so here's the thing. We're technically like already at time, but I think if we go really, really fast, like a speed round, there's 3 people left. So what we're gonna try to do as many as, well, let's get all of them. Let's do it. Let's aim high. Okay, so let's go over to this side. Okay, so over to you. Start it off. Go ahead. What's your question?
For all 3 of you, what was your favorite episode from season?
Powerpuff.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Power Ranger punks.
All right, over to you. What is your question?
My question is about the Power Rangers movie. How did you guys prepare for that as compared to like the show? Because I know there's both a lot of martial arts, but obviously the movie's got a bigger budget and everything. So how much different experience was it for you?
I found it to be a very different experience. One, because we were in Australia, and then the suits. Did you guys see the suit at my table?
Yeah.
It's somebody else's suit. It's not my suit, but it was my suit. So cool. And they were not very comfortable. That's all I'll say about that.
Very heavy. And today at my table, Oozette head just showed up out of nowhere. So if you want to see that from the movie, it's there. But that was one of the things that I hit. And I went, you ooze? You ooze? So go check that out. That's at my table. But it was an amazing, I mean, just those costumes alone and the sets were amazing. It was on a whole different level. A lot of fun.
They recently just had a big auction. They went through and they cleaned out a bunch of stuff. Which,
Somebody here
yeah.
bought. Oh, is that yours? Oh no, you bought that. Oh, yeah. And somebody here bought.
It's kind of bittersweet seeing that it was like all being sold up. At the same time, it's kind of cool that it is going to like fans and now they
Yeah,
can
somebody
own
who
a piece
really
of
loves
it.
it.
Yeah, there was like multiples of things. There was a lot of putty costumes. So by the time you bought you were bidding on like the 10th one, you were getting a good deal. So okay, let's go over.
This is a speed round.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead. Last question. Go.
I really love the return. Will there A, ever be a sequel? And B, would you guys ever be interested in writing your own, like, kind of continuity-free, where they are in the future story like she did?
The return, hopefully there will be a sequel. We definitely have ideas. There was a lot of change in the regime at Boom with the whole thing, the comic book world and
I
everything.
got it through Kickstarter, so I got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So we have ideas, so hopefully. And I'll let them answer, but they kind of have, in a way.
But not like a future where they are down the road, right?
Actually, sir, I did write something called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Quantum Continuum. It was a limited 8-episode series that I pitched to Hasbro and really fought for it, but because of certain things, I was not able to go through. But it's written, and it's all of us, like, from where we're at currently in our lives and what we're doing and our
You
kids.
should release it as a comic book. I'm telling you that.
I like it as a TV series, and I still
No,
have.
but it would be like, if the comic book was super popular, then maybe then they would pick it up as a series.
Maybe. We'll see. So maybe it'll
Right,
be
guys?
maybe it'll be a comic.
Yeah,
I don't have any plans to write anything about the future of Power Rangers.
That's that.
And that is that. All right, well, everybody, please make some noise one more time.